Panda 3, just the direction they took the story. Like, I like the fact that his dad comes back, but like, there's a huge section where they're at like the panda village that I find to just be kind of boring. And it's like, yeah, it's got some good humor, but it's like, you know what I mean? I like the villain though a lot in 3. I think 3's villain is really good. Yeah, I like the ending a lot. Alright, I'll put you up in great film, beautiful film. Because I would probably still give it an 8 out of 10. Someone put you in there. Frozen 2 is just another pile of meh. Not quite nope, I guess. I wouldn't be against, like, if I was somewhere and they're like, you want to watch Frozen? I'd be like, can we watch something else? Well, I really want to watch Frozen. I'd be like, alright, you know, whatever. Or, like, if you're, like... I mean, we don't have kids, but, like, if for some reason we had a babysit and they wanted to watch Frozen, I wouldn't be opposed to it, I suppose. 101 Dalmatians. It's been forever since I've seen it, so I'm going to throw it in that don't remember pile. I don't have much of a want to rewatch it either. Kung Fu Panda 2. I'm going to put it in God tier. I love Kung Fu Panda 2. I love the villain. It's Gary Oldman's character, the Peacock, I think is maybe one of the best villains I've seen in a while. I think he's just an awesome villain, but I do like Kung Fu Panda 1 better, but as a villain, yeah, I love 2, and I love the whole Poe's backstory and stuff with it. Of, like, you know, the panda, I mean, the peacock wiped out the panda and stuff. I can't remember what his name is. It's like a foreign name, and that's why I can't remember it, because I'm a stupid American. Kung Fu Panda 2. Gary Oldman. Shin. So I was right in my head. I was thinking it was Shin, but I was like, I don't want to say that because that sounds racist, that I'm just assuming it's like some Asian name. Okay, so it was Shin. Anyway, Kung Fu Panda 2 is great. I've seen it multiple times. The Tale of Princess Kagu... I don't know how to say that. Kaguya? Kaguya? I don't know. Haven't seen it. Want to, though. James and the Giant Peach is a truly good time. I have rewatched it. It's a good time, but there's definitely some downtime in it. Meh. The Box Trolls. Great film, beautiful film. It's one of my favorites from Lakia. I just found it to be super hilarious, but also like super cute. And I remember in the theater, there's a scene where a person got really offended in our theater, where the joke is one of the characters dresses up in drag to fool people, and when it gets revealed, spoiler alerts for Box Trolls. It's not a spoiler that they're dressed in drag, but it's a spoiler for this joke. So spoiler alert, skip, like, if you're on YouTube, like 15 seconds. Or just mute the video. But there's a scene where it's revealed who it is under the drag, and there's a character that goes, "Oh my god, I regret so much." It cuts to that, and the woman behind me was so offended by that joke. She's like, "Are you serious?" She got so mad at that joke, and I thought it was hilarious. I think it's one of the best jokes in the film. But yeah, I like Box Trolls. I've seen it a couple times. Ratatouille is a great film, beautiful film. It'd just be like on the outlier of my top 5 favorite Pixar movies. It'd be somewhere around like Toy Story 2. It'd be like 6th or 7th. Like, I might put it above Toy Story 2. I might not. But I really like Ratatouille. I think it's really good. Aladdin is... It's a good time. Aladdin's a good time. Alright, what's up? It's Friday. Let's play some more Hijack Hijinks. So, first and foremost, I know I'm streaming a little bit earlier than normal, but that's because I got to leave a little bit earlier today. I'll be doing the same thing Monday. So Monday, expect me to stream a little bit earlier than I normally have. And real quick, I've said before about, you know, with summer coming up, my hours at work probably changing. They're not this year. This year, they're staying the same. So I'll be streaming around the same time. unless something changes. Scoot that more in the middle. So what are we doing today? Well, we're taking a look at Duress's red-black Rakdos Hijack Hijinks deck that I had a blast with last time I played it. But as we went through and we played it, we kind of made some changes, did some things here and there. And I've been thinking about this deck a lot. These Hijack, steal your opponent's stuff, then sacrifice them decks that we've been tinkering around with. I've been thinking about them a lot, and I feel like there's something here you could do with this kind of archetype. But there is a huge issue with that, and that is it is a two-piece combo every time. So if you have a hijack effect, but you don't have a sack outlet, it's kind of pointless, unless you can get in that final win shot, right? So what are we doing? What are we doing different with this build? Well, with this build, we have access to black cards, and we're going to try to utilize the effect of we get to steal their creature, attack with them, and then hopefully sacrifice it to gain advantage for us. So we've made some changes. We are going to play a good handful of matches, not change anything in the deck, just so we can kind of see what works and doesn't work. So let's talk about what we got going on here. Well, mana base wise, we have a little bit amount of tap lands, but at the same time, we're not an aggro deck, so I feel like it's okay. We have 2 Bloodfell Caves, which is the enter the battlefield, gain 1 life. 3 Bojuka Bogs to kind of deal with some graveyard stuff. 4 Great Furnaces, 3 Mountains, 2 Swamps, 4 Volta Whispers, and 2 Rakdos Carnariums to bounce some of our tap lands. There's definitely an argument for going up more Rakdos Carnariums. There's also maybe an argument that we want to go up to be a 21 land deck because we're wanting to reliantly hit 3 all the time. But I feel like we can try 20 right now, and then if need be, we can make a substitution. Main deck wise, we are doing 2 things. We are going to try to control their deck by stealing their creatures and sacrificing them, and then try to gain the advantage in doing so. So we have cards like our steal effects, our hijack effects. Well, we have 4 hijacks, which is gain control of target creature or artifact until end of turn, untap it, it gains haste to end of turn. What's worth noting is stealing lands from our opponent with hijack. That we could potentially deadly dispute or reckoner's bargain away. We have 1 Goatnap for the cute. Gain control of target creature in a turn, untap that creature, it gains haste till in a turn. If that creature is also a goat, it gets to +3/+0. And I'm not gonna lie, whenever we steal a creature that's a goat and we get +3/+0, I'm done with the game. I don't have to play anymore. I will never hit a level as high as goat napping a creature. It's just never gonna happen. There's never gonna be a better moment in my Magic career than that. So once we hit that, I'm out. I can retire. Hey, what's up, Vital? Thanks for the subscription. I really appreciate it. We have 4 more of our hijack effects. And then we have a 4 of Wrangle. There's a lot of creatures running around right now that are power 4 or less. So I feel like this is a good card to kind of snag a lot of small creatures. It's also lower in mana cost. But what are we doing when we steal these creatures? Well, what we're doing is we're trying to gain advantage ourselves. So we have 4 Carrion Feeders. That is an onboard sack effect that whenever you sacrifice a creature, it gets +1/+1. So the idea is you steal something, sacrifice with Carrion Feeder grows. We have 4 Body Droppers, which is a 2-drop 2/2 that whenever you sacrifice a creature, gets +1/+1 on it. It's worth noting that that is its own effect. So if we sacrifice with Carrion Feeder, we sacrifice with Deadly Dispute, Reckoner's Bargain, Chainer's Edict, Makeshift Munitions, it doesn't matter, Body Dropper grows. But it also has a built-in sack effect, which is a 2 cost, sacrifice another creature, it gains menace until end of turn. So potentially some evasion there. Then we also have 3 copies of Makeshift Munitions, which is just a strong card. Because we're running Makeshift, Reckoner's Bargain, and Deadly Dispute, which is why we've dived into the artifact lands a little bit here. But Reckoner's Bargain, as an additional cost to sacrifice a spell, sacrifice an artifact or a creature. So again, if we steal with Hijack, we can use Reckoner's Bargain, Deadly Dispute, or Makeshift Munitions to potentially get rid of a land. We could potentially Ponza them with this deck. Well, we have 3 copies of Reckoner's Bargain, 4 copies of Deadly Dispute. In my opinion, although Burn is running wild right now, I feel like Deadly Dispute's going to be a little bit better. Why no rights, might I ask? What do you mean by, like, dark? What do you mean by rights? I guess. I don't know what card you're referring to by rights. Then we have 3 Chainer's Edict instead of other removal. Village rights. Oh, no village rights because Reckoner's Bargain gains you life based on permanence mana value because of how strong burn and stuff is right now. And then Deadly Dispute over it because you also get to create a token. And then the other points of that over village rights is you can also sacrifice an artifact. So maybe we don't have a creature of our own to sacrifice to village rights. We can do one of our artifact lands if we're a little bit flooded. Hijack also steals artifacts. So if they have an important artifact in there on their board and we steal it with Hijack, we can Deadly Dispute or Reckoner's Bargain away. That's why no village rights. 3 Chainer's Edict instead of something like Cast Down, because in theory we're targeting to steal their creatures and then sacrificing them. So Chainer's Edict just forces them to sacrifice, but also allows us to sacrifice a creature if we don't have any other on board cards. Then we have just kind of 3 that don't really fit our little theme here, but they're just really strong cards. So we have 3 Lightning Bolts, kind of self-explanatory. This could be something else, honestly. It really could. This could be 3 Crack the Earths, which we might try out later if we're not liking Lightning Bolt, but I also like having just that instant speed, easy access removal. It could also be Reach to the face. And then 4 Experimental Synthesizers. This card is just incredibly powerful on its own. And then 3 Gurmag Anglers, because we are going to probably put a lot of cards in our graveyard so we can get the big boy out. Maybe Fangs on the side. I have thought about Fangs. We'll talk about that when we get into the sideboard. And I've also thought about Sylvian Lifestaff, also for the sideboard. Hey, bro, excited for this one. What's up, Raging Bull? Welcome. Good morning to you. Mrs. McSlight. Get out of here, Autumn. I'm kidding. Love you. As someone, that's my wife. As someone whose MTG knowledge only goes as far as their own deck, this beginning explanation is always my favorite. Otherwise, I'd be so freaking lost. Well, I'm hopefully I'm explaining it pretty well. Yeah, I know what you meant by the life staff, though, TJ. Yeah, Fangs could go on the sideboard. I want to explain my choices for the sideboard real quick, and then we can kind of talk about and after some games, see what we can do with the sideboard. So, the decks we are going to be, if we're strong against any, is probably creature decks. So what decks are we going to be bad against? Well, we're going to be bad against probably all of them, but what are we really going to be bad against? Well, we're going to be bad against Burn. We're going to be bad against the Poison counter deck. And we're also pretty weak to a lot of like 1/1 creatures. So in the sideboard here, we have 4 Duresses to counter both, try to fight Burn and the Poison counter deck is what we're trying to do with Duress. In the Festivities, we're trying to deal with the Kuldotha decks. We're trying to deal with Faeries. We're trying to deal with just a litany of decks with in the Festivities that we can't steal enough. I feel like our deck is probably going to be stronger against the decks that play a handful of creatures, and that's it. 3 Gorilla Shaman against, the Affinity artifacts. There's actually an argument, I feel like, for maybe Smash the Smithereens or another card that deals with artifacts. But Gorilla Shaman's going to be better about killing their basic lands, where all of our hijack creatures are going to hopefully steal and kill off their creatures. But there's definitely an argument for something maybe other than Gorilla Shaman, but Gorilla Shaman seems pretty strong. And then 4 Red Elemental Blast because we have access to red. Bro, you should show me the mono red variant you played against me. This one's so cool too. Yeah, the mono red one is up on the channel. It is this one right here, the Red Menace. This version is a little bit different than the one I played you against yesterday, Mimico. Because after every match, we kind of tweaked it, made some different tweaks. And then after the last match we played, we also added in some cards. So this is the mono red version that I played against you yesterday with some changes. If you want to see your match against me, it is on the channel. It's yesterday's live stream. So if you go on my channel and go under live, it will be the Red Menace one from yesterday. So if you want to check that out, it's up. So But that was my reasoning for this sideboard. Unexpected Fangs could come in, definitely, but I don't know how much. I feel like Life Staff would probably be the better choice than Unexpected Fangs, I feel like. But let's get into some games. I'm excited about this one. If you want to check out the deck list, it is in the description. If you have any decks that you want to send me to play around with and have a fun time with, hopefully, you can send me your deck list. Links do not work in chat, so just type it out and I'll check it out. If my general rule is if it's cheap for me to finish, like $5 or under to finish out, then I will add it to the queue. If it costs more than that, then I'm gonna just have to wait. Gonna have to wait a little bit. I'm gonna keep this because we draw one land where all of our stuff's online. We do have Synthesizer to maybe dig for a land, so I'm gonna keep. And also, if you want to support the channel, subscribing is a great way to do so. And if well, that's pretty interesting. I'm just gonna lead on Bloodcliff here. And if you want to support the channel even further, you can consider becoming a member. The $1 tier gives you access to. I'm curious about what's on the what. Swift Spirit. Dang it. On the queue, yeah, we'll talk after this game. I'll talk about what some of the decks on the queue are. But yeah, if you want to support the channel even further, you can consider becoming a member. $1 gets you some custom emotes, a badge. Your name will be put into a credit scroll before and after the stream, and then it's okay. I think I'm just going to lead with Makeshift Munitions here. We can steal the Swift Spear next turn and kill it with Wrangle. Unfortunately, we're probably going to take some bit of damage here. I feel like without Duress, we're probably going to be a little bit too... Okay, they just Reckless Impulse this turn. They do find a mountain off of it, though. I'll say, come on, no more other spell here. They did get another Reckless, though, which kind of sucks, but... and then $20, I'll run your deck list or any deck list of your choice through a league. All right, let's wrangle you up here. I wish we could play... I guess I could play Carrion Feeder and sack it that way, and then we have another creature on board instead of Makeshift Munitions here. Cool. We do have Hijack, and we do have other land, so we can start stealing stuff if they do play another creature. But we could also just Synthesizer. Get another Reckless Impulse. These impulses are ridiculous. I had a talk with Cooper. Thermo Alchemist is interesting. I had a talk with Cooper about, you know, what can we do against burn here? What's the... Oh, why does Hijack have to be the 3 cost? Why can't we have Wrangle right now? Dang, dude. Dang, dude. What is this? Just instant and sorcery? Okay. Well, lead on this. Hijack you. Tap you. Sack you. Attack you. And I'm not going to play Synthesizer. I think we played a land that turn, but I'm not 100% positive we did. Just in case we find another land. But I'll talk about what's in the queue after this match. We got some cool stuff coming up. Play the Flame Breather. Do it. Let's top deck an untap land here. No, they're like, I'm not playing a creature into that. Good choice, my friend. Okay, let's just run into Experimental Synthesizer. Ooh, Body Dropper. Body Dropper's really tempting, but I feel like we should probably hold up. I mean, Rector's Bargain probably only going to gain 1 life, right? I'm just debating if we want to play Body Dropper or not. Do I want to? I'm going to. We can turn up the pressure a little bit here. We can Makeshift Munitions if they go to Lightning Bolt something. Do you have everything for the Bant Fams beatdown? No. The Sunscape Familiar is super expensive. It's like $5 or $6 a copy right now, I think is what it was when I looked at it. So I'm going to have to wait on that one. We just dead here? We might just be dead here, honestly. Yep, we're dead. Damn, dude. Lava Dart. Alright, well, Duress comes in. That's what we have it in the sideboard for. We can actually go down some of our hijack effects here because they're not running very many creatures. I'm surprised to see Thermo-Alchemist here, honestly. But yeah, I think Wrangle's fine. Then we can just run a hijack. Everything else feels pretty good. I don't want to go like super trimmed down on the hijack effects. Maybe I will. You know, they're just a deck that can do 10 damage at 1 turn, so I'm going to keep. I don't think I'm going to turn 1 Duress. I think I'm going to turn 2 Duress. Oh, also, I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but just to let you guys know, I am going to eventually create a Moxfield profile or whatever it is, where all the decks that are viewer suggested and everything can be put in there, and that way we have an archive of them. So if that's something that sounds kind of cool to you, that's something I'm working on here. Molten Rain, kind of rude. Probably just gonna take Molten Rain. It's probably the more impactful card of the bunch. I hope they didn't draw Swifty. That'd be kind of tilting. Okay, we go to Hijack. So Hijack is online now. I don't want to run out Volt Whispers until we're like ready to tap it, because I don't want them to have a chance to punish us for it. Yeah, Moxfield. Yeah, I'm gonna probably end up creating an account sometime here soon. We can run out Synthesizer here, see if we can snag another land off of it. What are we gonna get? Lightning Bolt them? Well, we might as well use it, right? Try to build up this Gurdaddy a little bit. Till end of turn, dang it. I was hoping it said end step, because like I was like, wonder if you pop this at like your opponent's end step if you just get you know, if you just get it. Smash Smithereens. Alright. Cool. That works for us. We lose our Carrion Feeder, but we gain a Duress in the process, and we null and void their Smash Smithereens. Do you use any of the free card rental programs for your collections? I've been thinking about getting into Moto, and I've been wondering if they're worth it. So I've used Card Hoarder's loan program, which isn't free. They do have a $5 free rental. I don't use that. If it's under $5, I'm kind of at the point where, other than like a few handful of staples, I have majority of like the staple cards. So for me to finish out a deck, it starts to get really, really cheap. I don't know why they just didn't empty their hand on that Duress, honestly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bloop, bloop. But just finished up updating Red Menace. Hell yeah. But I use the program. Yeah, take that, burn. Do we win on the draw? Probably not, but we'll run it back. But I did have the loan program through Card Hoarder where I was paying, I think, 6.25 tickets a week, which gave me like $300 or $400 worth of cards to rent at a time. So that's why if you go back early into my Magic playing on this channel, I got to play like a lot of different modern decks, a ton of different Pauper decks and stuff. But I realized like I wanted to lean harder into Pauper because I like the format better. And I was like, well, if I'm going to lean into Pauper instead of paying 6.25 tickets a week, I can just put that into buying cards. And so that's what I've kind of done. But I will say the Card Hoarder program that I used, I'm going to keep this. I don't like only having one black source though, and it being Vault of Whispers, but that's what I'm going to do. But when I had it, I have to be honest with you, it worked really, really well. It was pretty seamless. I'm not sponsored by Card Hoarder. I would like to be, but I'm not. I feel like probably Lightning Bolt is better. There's an argument for taking Needle Drop so they can't draw a card, though. I'm going to take a Lightning Bolt here. Instant speed card. But anyway, yeah, so there's an argument, not an argument. I enjoyed the program a lot when I had it, but unfortunately, I decided to just start. I'm just gonna Lightning Bolt that dude. I started to just wanting to collect cards instead. So yeah, I did enjoy it though when I had it. But if I was getting back into Modern, or like whenever I decide I want to venture into Pioneer, I would definitely consider picking back up my loan program. Don't have a mountain. I wish Wrangle was instant speed. I'm going to throw down a Body Dropper, because Body Dropper honestly might eat a card here. Like, they might go Swift Spear into Lava Spike. No, they go into another monetary Swift Spear. I don't care about Relic that much. Yeah, or it just eats a Lightning Bolt, which is always good for us. We need to draw an untapped land big time, though. Well, it's a card, though. Yep, there's the... It's worth noting that they didn't play the Swift Spear there, which is kind of cool. I don't care that much about it. I mean, they get to draw a card off of it, but I don't care that much about it. Yeah, I'm still not like... Yeah, we have Gurmag Angler, but that's like not really like the plan. You know what I mean? It's not really like what we're doing here. Come on, play Flame Breath or something. I want to Reckoner's Bargain it so bad. I'll look at... Sorry, Raging Bull. I'll look at your list here in a second. I was kind of running on a tangent about the Card Hoarder Loan program, and now we're like in the midst of this kind of like heated battle against Burn. Definitely heated. Yeah, let's run Synthesizer out and just leave up Reckoner's Bargain unless we hit something good with Synthesizer. Sure. I mean, I want the extra land, so why not? 4 experimental synthesizers, 4 gold hound, 2 makeshift munitions, 4 reckless impulse, 4 wrangle, 4 Ren's resolve, 4 bladegraft aspirant, 4 sweatworks brawler, 4 tentative connection, 4 great furnace, 14 mountain, 4 bone splitter, 4 crack the earth. All right. So you did lean, yeah, that's right. You were leaning more into the menace and artifact aspect, which is pretty cool. I like it. We'll have to, I will try to make those changes. I'll try to make those changes here in a second. Or, I don't know what word I'm trying to think of here. I'm going to Reckoner's Bargain this Thermo Alchemist, though. They're probably just going to... We know they have 2 needle drops and a lava spike in hand, so they're probably just going to try and stop this wrangle from even happening. I would if I were them. No, they don't. Cool. Well, let's run out Carrion Feeder and just pass. Sure, you can look at it next week or later if you got stuff going on. It's a good problem to be full queue. Yeah, we definitely have a full queue. Like it's going to be, like, I'm not gonna lie, we're probably like a week or 2 worth of queues here right now. So we'll get to it. I just want to add it to the list somewhere so we have, like, because with the live chat it kind of ends up disappearing after a while. So I want to have, actually, you know what? That's what I'll do. Oh, hold on. All right. Can I send my Convoke Merfolk list here? Yeah. Is it Pauper? Because that sounds wild. Yeah, links don't work, Mimico, so you would just have to type it out. Or most places where you can build decks and stuff have a way to copy and paste, like, the deck list to copy it. I mean, so that would be a good way to do it too. Yeah, sure. Another Ren Resolve. Flame Breather. It is worth noting that we don't have a way to steal that right now, though. We have a way to turn up the pressure, though, don't we? I'm going to attack for 1. Attack for 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'd be 1 short of Gurmag. So it's like, what's better here, Body Dropper or Gurmag Angler? I feel like it's Gurmag Angler here. 5, 6. Play the big fish. I don't feel like they can do 19 damage to us in 1 turn, but I could be wrong. 3 Ash Barrens, 4 Glacial Floodplain, 2 Holdout Settlement, 7 Islands, 4 Plains, 1 Azorius Chancery, 2 Brainstorms, 4 Preordain, 2 Judge of Currents, 4 Modern Age, 4 Counterspell, 3 Cut Shot, 4 Prismatic Strands, 4 Stony Brook Schoolmaster, 2 Halo Hopper, 4 Hamzonian Rorally, 2 Battle Screech, 4 Meeting of Minds, sideboard 4 Dusted Us, 4 Concave Flame. I don't know how to say that. Blue Elemental Blast and Relic Progenitus. Yes, it's Pauper. Yeah, that looks cool. I will keep it in mind. But I do know I don't have the Prismatic Sprains or Dusted Us right now. And they is expensive. But I need to, like, just go ahead and get them at some point, right? I just need to go ahead and get them at some point. My goodness. How much damage they've done in 1 turn is ridiculous. We don't know what's in their hand anymore either. I'll just add it to this page here. So I have it in mind. Alright. Well, our opponent did a ton of damage. Come on, a Wrangle or Hijack off the top. We really need to steal this dude and get rid of him. Synthesizer could find one, though. Oh, well, we have Chainer's Edict. Duh. I will Duress you, though. I want to see what's in their hand. P-Strands and D2D is gonna... Jesus. Are they finally out of shit yet? Should have led with Chainer's Edict, I guess. They are in top deck mode, but they do have Lava Dart. Oh my god. Burn is ridiculous, man. Is going to open up so many doors for white. Yeah, I know. I just need to get them eventually. Because they're huge white cards. Did they get Lightning Bolt off the top? Really? Damn, dude. You can change those cards. They're not 100% needed for the deck to run. I just think they make the deck run better. Yo, what's up, L? It's a fun deck because you might end up with around 20 Merfolk tokens and rally them to buff. Yeah, that would be fun. That would be sweet. All right, so we lost to Burn, although we gave them the good one too. However, they can just do like 20 damage in one turn. So Burn is crazy right now. We fought the good fight. Flame Breather is just a big problem. Just tacks on too much damage too quickly. Maybe we do need some kind of life gain outside of just Duresses in the sideboard, but that's what we're running these. That's what we're running these games for. We're trying to figure out what we can do to hopefully tighten up the deck a little bit. But I definitely feel like, man, that was... I feel like we were in a good spot, too, with our deck. I still am not the biggest fan of unexpected things right now with this build. I'm a bigger fan of probably the life staff, honestly. Yeah, that was kind of brutal. Man, can we run back that last match? How much damage did they do in like one turn? Crazy. Crazy amount of damage in one turn. Otherwise though, like, I still feel like we fought our own pretty well. Like, I still feel like in game one we fought a pretty decent fight against them. I didn't feel like it was like a total blowout. And then we won game two, and then game three, I felt like we fought a good fight against them in game three. It's just they're crazy. What are your guys' thoughts? So, like, I've talked to Cooper the Red, and he thinks Swift Spear should go. I like Swift Spear. I guess Swift Spear probably could go. Or do you think it's like the Rin Resolve effects? Is that too much? Like, you know, like what's put Burn over the edge here to where they're like absurd? What are your guys' opinion on that? Your all's opinion on that? Also, as a heads up too, I have a really cool video I'm very excited about dropping tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. Keep this. Gonna bottom probably the Bargainer here, which is weird, but I want to keep 2 Carrion Feeders because I want to lead with Carrion Feeder if possible. Hopefully this is not another Burn. I had to open my fat mouth about saying, oh, okay, that's not good either. Okay, that got a little bit better. Always bolt this dude. I opened my fat mouth about saying that Burn's not really been around a lot here recently, and it has backfired greatly. Was that it? Yeah, that was the right move. Swift Sphere probably has less splash damage on nerf. stop doing that, dude. Probably has less. Hold on, what? Swister probably has less splash damage on nerfing other decks between it and the Wrens. I think the problem from red is the card draw. Swiftspear is fine. Burn always has been explosive. The problem is just like Affinity. They just don't lose gas. True. It's the 8 wreck, bro. It digs so deep into red that Kessig, Flamebreathe, and Turmo Alchemist end up being bigger threats than before. True. Alright. I don't think we have a way to kill this Arbor Elf, which is super unfortunate. And we don't have a way to, like, utilize... I think we're in a bad spot here. Arbor Elf unchecked is pretty bad. Especially if they're going to start Ponzaing us here, which I'm assuming they will. If they just play a Ponza, I'm just going to... Okay, well, that's about as bad. I can definitely see the Wrens needing to go, though, since it came out. It seems like Burn really got out of hand. That's what it feels like. Are all the Arbor Elves? Oh, come on. All right, we'll lead on Synthesizer. Land? Hey. We're doing it. No, wrong one. Well, we'll see what happens here. We can potentially steal the Avenging Hunter. Although, they have all the mana in the world. And they could just blow up our lands here. Cooper has always been some controversial ban request. I think it's a bit funny, but honestly, I don't see why they just don't ban something from every deck on the top 10 list just to format fresher. Yeah, you could definitely say that. My God, this is brutal. Arbor Elf unchecked is insane. I don't know. Don't know. I just know Burn is crazy right now. Yup. Our opponent is out of cards, but you know, just make some good cards, Wizards. Right? Well, we're here to do the wrangling. Oh, well, I guess we can't steal these. Alright, no, then we're just dead here. Alright. Well, that sucked. What do we bring in for them? Are we just duressing them too? In the festivities, I like just to deal with the Arbor Elves, but maybe it's just duress again. Don't feel like we have good sideboard for this deck at all. I think the lightning bolts can come out. Sure, they kill boarding party, but I guess they kill Arbor Elf too. Arbor Elf's the bigger problem of the bunch here. We could probably trim out Wrangle, honestly. Yeah, let's just trim out Wrangle some, and let's trim out a... there was a good video Gavin Vari did explaining the Pauper Committee's thoughts on not banning anything. He works for Wizard of the Coast, is on the committee. Okay, I'll have to look it up. Pauper Committee basically said, we are too scared to make changes, so we prefer to do nothing and wait for the new set to change the meta itself. The meta's been changed. It's all Burn. What do we want to get rid of here? I'm going to trim out one Chainer's Edict here, and let's go down. Just do 3 Duresses. Oh, no red source. Mulligan. Alright, keep this hand. I'm going to bottom probably the Rakdos Carnarium. That seems like the worst land to have. That land does not seem very good at all. Honestly, I might deadly dispute the Volta Whispers here. I don't know. It feels bad doing that. They're going to make us do it anyway, so might as well draw some cards out of it. Not very good. There's the Arbor Elf. I'm like, how important is this Arbor Elf, you know? Well, we'll just have to see if we can skate by a turn or not. I was kind of behind them on the whole slippery slope of banning things just to shake up the format, since Pauper really is fairly divisive if you take burn out of the equation. So maybe that goes to show burn does need something banned. Yeah, I think something in burn needs banned. Don't hit a land destruction. Okay, cool. Don't even think burn is the biggest problem, is the biggest pauper, is hold on. I don't even think burn is the biggest pauper in the format, problem in the format. If you look at the recent results from leagues and big events, Tron, especially Affinity, are the biggest monsters to beat. I don't know. I still feel like burn is the boogeyman right now. Carrion Feeder. We don't have enough. We don't have the right mana for Hijack. How we doing? So far, we lost to Burn, but we put up the good fight. We are down a game to Ponza, and we're not sitting in a super good position right now. Especially if like they blow up our mountain here, we're in a really bad position. I mean, lightning bolt's annoying, but untap red, untap red. Another Arbor Elf, really? Untap red. Boo. I think we're dead here. Unfortunately, we'll get there, though. That's what I'm trying to work on. There's probably some recency bias and hating burn just because it seems to be everywhere in the early rounds of leagues and tournament practice room. Maybe. I don't have any personal issues against burn. It just feels like a monster of a deck. Like, not saying burn isn't a problem, just saying the format shouldn't be fixed by just banning burn stuff. No, I think the format should be looked at, like, overall for sure, like, and how, like, dominant is burn currently, you know? Because, like, burn's one of those decks that it may not be pulling in the top results, but how much is it warping the format? So, I used to play a lot of Dredge. This is going to go back a few years. I used to play a lot of Dredge, and Dredge was really, really strong. We had Grave Troll, Cathartic Reunion and stuff came out. The deck was super duper strong. But it wasn't winning like a ton of tournaments. Like it was winning tournaments, but it wasn't like the deck. Like it wasn't like, oh, I play Dredge, I'm guaranteed to win, because so many people were running main and sideboard hate. But they looked at the format and was like, wow, there's a lot here shifting the format and how decks are played to fight this one deck. And I feel like Burn is semi in that realm right now. Personally, that's my personal opinion. Ooh, this hand. I'm gonna keep it. Hope we draw land or something. So there's that to think about. And I think the problem that Burn is currently facing is the ability to just be crazy. Like we just played it and saw where it did a huge amount of damage in one turn and drew a ton of cards in one turn. So the problem is all right, is the format now being warped or too fast because of Burn? So I don't know. We'll have to see. I see. Like, even if Burn doesn't place first in the event, are those first place finishers winning because they're deck that beats Burn? That, yeah, potentially, right? Like, so potentially, like that's the question. Is like, I guess we could play Body Dropper there. That's the question. Is like, how many decks are running deck cards in their deck for Burn? But you see so many people is running Affinity and Terror sideboard cards, even in the main deck, and they're winning all the leagues. That doesn't happen often with Burn, I guess. I mean, yeah, that's just like, that's the question, ain't it? It's just like, how much are these decks? And I'm not just saying Burn, right? Well, we can open up that discussion to Affinity, Tron, the Dimir Terror, like all the top tier decks right now. How many of those decks? Can we get a land, please? Land. All right, I think we need to go up on land here. I am gonna do that. I want to try to find land here. Land. Hey. Um. All right. So yeah, you could open up all like, okay, how many of these decks are making people run cards? Not even just in the sideboard. Sideboard's a whole different thing. How many of these decks are making cards run main board hate? You know, that's the question. Checklist: endless card advantage, clear win con, beats Burn. Probably. If you're running a league without life gain, relic, and dust to dust today, you are playing Terror or Affinity yourself, or you are trolling. um yeah, I don't know. Those are all questions. I'm definitely pro let's have a healthy format, right? I'm super pro let's have a good and healthy format. I imagine this is mono black control, which is going to be probably not the best matchup for us. But we'll see. We do a little trolling. We do a little trolling here. I know if I was going to run through a league, I would honestly probably run Affinity. That's the one I like the most. Well, you're going to make me do this. Might as well get a little bit of use out of it, right? What do you think inspired Esper Artifact Lifelink? Yeah, right. Each opponent discards a card? Sure. I'm not gonna lightning bolt that. That's dumb. I think what I'm gonna do instead is just get rid of lightning bolt here. Keep the Wrangles in. Does anyone have thoughts on where mono black control is at in the meta right now? I was playing standard when Gray Merchant was the thing, but never got to play it all the time. Never got to play it that time. Yeah, I think it's fine. I've played it several times. I think it's still pretty solid. It's in a pretty like solid spot right now. To be like just 100% honest with you. Wrangled, baby. Kill your own creature. That'd be hilarious. I'm gonna Records bargain it, and then Bojuka Bog them. Another body dropper is kind of cool. Also like having another Bojuka Bog too. But yeah, I played mono black control not super long ago and was pretty like, yeah, this is still like pretty decent. I think the Golgari version is much better at the moment. I haven't seen the Golgari like control shell yet. I'd have to look it up. But yeah, what I played when I played mono black control last time, I was testing the new dude, the Swamp Cycle guy, and I was like, yeah, this is still a pretty solid list. Like, you know, like this is still pretty good. Well, let's lead on Body Dropper here. So that way he can potentially get pumped. Wrangle your Thorn. Attack you. Try to steal the Monarchy here. And then sack it with Makeshift Munitions. Growing our Body Dropper. Grow the Body Dropper. Is the Golgari version you mentioned a Torex build? I don't know. I don't know if it is what they mentioned, if it's the Torex build or not. I'm gonna play this Bojuka Bog now so I can try to get to double casting Chainer's Edict. Now we're the Monarchy. My only problem with Torex is like there's like a little bit of a decent amount of graveyard hate because of terror. And that's a deck that gets trashed by any kind of graveyard interaction. Like you can definitely play around it, but it's a lot harder to do that. We're gonna do the same thing, buddy. Sorry. I'm not stopping anytime soon. The one with Avenging Hunter and stuff, people call it Mono Black Hard Control or Shadow Garden because of the anime. Cooper is... Oh, Black Garden? Yeah, I saw where he played Black Garden. I want to play that deck really badly. That deck looks super fun. I call it Golgari because it really isn't Mono Black because it uses green cards. Yeah, I know what deck you're talking about now. I also really like... Get wrangled up again here. They've had we made we made them rage quit. They had enough. They didn't want to play anymore. Oh, that's funny. Mulligan wouldn't have Black Source. Ooh, come on, don't do this to me. Oh, don't do this to me. Alright, we'll keep this. Damn, dude, that sucks. One. Nope. One. Nope. Yeah. No, yeah, that's what I want to do. That sucks. I see. I'll have to find a list from that video. I'm trying to find a super interactive, more control-y pauper deck to build because I'm currently only got walls combo and black sack aggro. Yeah, Cooper the Red. Yeah, it's one of his more recent videos, Black Gardens. It looks like a really cool deck. It sucks we're gonna have to take this long to do it out. Check out Tearsdale version of Mono Black Garden. Okay, I'll have to check it out too. Faeries right now, I find this card super annoying. I mean, we're gonna be Fairy. I'm just gonna say this: we mulligan to 5. Faeries is gonna get out of hand way too quick. Which is just unfortunate, but it's just what's gonna happen. We can play our Carrion Feeder here, but that's like all we really can do. Carrion Feeder, Canarium, pick up Bojuka Bog, pass. Problem here is, even if we steal the ninja, they probably would just hold up Counterspell or Spell Sorter Sprite, so it really doesn't matter that much. Our best bet is they go land here and play. They go land here and play the other ninja, I guess. Perfect, thank you. I got Tuesday and Cooper vids added to the watch list to check out later this evening. Yeah. It's always good to have a fresh feel of content. I feel so confused when people call it mono black. Well, the mono black garden might actually be the one that Raging Bull's talking about. Actually might just be mono black. There's a possibility of that. Damn, not another ninja. So I really feel like they're probably going to have their Spell Pierce. They're probably going to have a counter or something, which really sucks. Well, let's just try it. See what happens here. Yep. Counterspell. Oh, snap. Damn, dude. All right. We're too far behind on that one. End the Festivities comes in. Red Elemental Blast comes in. Potentially Duress. Chainer's Edict is not going to be good in this matchup. I'm also not like super duper crazy on just Hijack in general. I think we're fine with just Wrangle here. I think I'm gonna go down the Hijacks. Just leave Wrangle in. Maybe we don't want to bring in that much Duress. Maybe we do. I don't know. I'm going to bring back in 2 Hijacks. Let me see here. What do I want to do? Snap is super annoying, though, to deal with. We definitely want this suite here. Maybe I just don't want to deal with Duress. Oh, I don't want to deal with Duress. I'm not bringing in Duress. Let's go down one more Hijack. Just leave in this little group of steel cards. If we're going down some steel cards, we can probably go down some sack effects that isn't like creature advantage, I guess. So we can go down like 1 Reckoner's Bargain. And honestly, I'm probably going to go down 1 Carrion Feeder. Right, like that. Perfect thing. Oh, I read that one. Yeah, would like to go first. Not super duper in love with this. I'm going to keep it though. Debating if we want to try to get down this Makeshift Munitions or just hold up Lightning Bolt. I'm going to hold up Lightning Bolt. I'm glad I did. Would like another red source, though. Red, damn it. Let's get down Bojuka Bog here. Dog's barking. I'm assuming it's a mail truck. Do you have Spell Pierce this time? I'm going to assume so. Nope, cool. Oh, we're out of lightning bolts. So now we can just try to get down this makeshift munitions, I guess. I doubt it, though. Yeah, Spell Pierce is common. They had it last game. They discarded it, but they had it last game. Damn, definitely presenting counterspell here. Getting kind of the wrong mana here. Trying to figure out if it was something we needed to worry about. Yeah, it is. Imagine this will be a ninja of some kind. Okay, it's the little ninja. Okay. A Wrangle would be... No, not a Wrangle. Spell Pierce. Hydroblast. Son of a bitch. God damn it. I hate when you guys do this stuff. I'm gonna attack here. No, it's just when I sacrifice another creature, ain't it? Oh, fuck's sake. Sorry, that's a problem with watching it back. Hey, no worries. No worries. I think we're in a losing spot here. Well. Alright, enough of that. Oh, I didn't realize that. Go it in. Oh, did the client freak out now? Was that made a Simic Mimic deck last night? Okay. That was cool. Alright, I might have to restart Moto, because sometimes it does that where it freaks out when like that happens. See how the join and creator blared out right now? So I might have to restart Moto here. Give me just a second here. We'll restart it. Restart it. We'll run one more match. I think the question is, did we just make a new tier deck? And I think the question is no. I don't think we have. We have got to play a lot of tier decks, though. Instead of like some homebrew decks. So like that's kind of cool. To see how it fares up against it. We did put up a good fight against Burn. We did not put up a good fight against Faeries or or Ponza. And we made Mono Black Control Rage Quit. So today's been a good day. Oh, TJ, I'm so sorry. If you're still here, TJ, I totally forgot that you were asking about what else is in the queue. So I'm sorry about that. We have a zombies list here. I haven't finishing this out. We have a zombies list I need to look into. A Dimir zombies from Duress. We have the Esper artifacts, but updated to check out. The deck needed to be made just for the name. I presume it's the Lauren Block UG Mimic it's based on. I don't know. I'm not seeing that one. There's a Nightmare combo here. I would have to double check to see who presented this one. But it looks really cool. Hopefully it's pretty cheap to build. We also have a Rats deck that I'm very excited about. It's 61 cards, so I need to look back over the list to why it's 61 and a 13 card sideboard. So I need to look into that. There's also Tamir Landfall that I don't think is going to be very expensive to finish out. I'm getting the Screds anyway, so I think the rest of the stuff will be pretty inexpensive. So that's some of the cards, some of the decks we have in our wake here to eventually come. Is this the guy we just played that was Mono Blue Faeries? I hope not. Oh, and I just realized I had the display window down. Dang it. Mulligan this. One, two. Anyway, what I was saying was, when it was down, we have so far in our list we have a deck zombies list I haven't finished out yet. A Dimir zombies list from Duress. We have a Nightmare combo deck. I got to double check who did the Nightmare combo list, who sent that in. We have a Rats deck, which I'm really excited about. Tamir Landfall is also in the list. And then there's actually a few of them that I haven't got into Moto yet that I'm planning on trying to put in this weekend if I can. So, son of a bitch it is, the Faeries guy again. So we have a nice little list, and we had also 2 lists suggested today. So we have a nice little list of cards to look into. Another Carrion Feeder. Oh, they have Spell Soda Sprite. They have Spell Soda Sprite. It is what it is. What is the big ninja? Can we top deck a Wrangle? No. No, we cannot. Guess I should have played the Swamp there so we could Deadly Dispute something, potentially. Turn off auto yields. In case they have Snap. Because if you blank Snap, they don't get to untap their lands. It is worth noting with that Fairy Seer, they bought them both cards. Goatnap, baby. Yep, there's Spell Pierce. Lame. I hate playing against this Fairies deck. It's so not fun to play against. Aha, you wasted a mutagenic growth. Again, turn off the auto yields here. Of one mind, draw a ton of cards. We just keep drawing land. Stop wanting to auto yield. I keep wanting to auto yield. Sorry, L. Yeah, it's a Shore Crasher Mimic packed full of multicolored spells. Nice. It's in the list. Our opponent probably just has all the counters in the world. Yep. Seven. Well, let's play Gurdaddy. And they can hard counter it. I know they're going to. Yep. I've sent you too many lists, man. If I send it, we'll be seeing it in a couple weeks. That is true. But it'll be in the list, and I can check it out. All right. Yep. End the Festivities. Don't think I want. I don't know. I'm gonna bring in Duress. Whatever. I'll go down Body Dropper completely. Enchanter's Edict. Reckoner's Bargain. This seems weird. I'm just gonna like gut part of the shell here into hijacks. Try it like that. Lead on Carrion Feeder and Gurdaddy. All right, keep. And unfortunately, I have a lot of annoying cards. Oh, so you're a Bogle's Mimic deck. Nice. Our opponent has all the cards they would ever want. And we're just going to get another land. I really do hate playing this Faeries deck. It's so unfun to play against. Like, even if you're, like, winning against this deck's just not fun to play against. It looks pretty cool, though. I like Bogles. Slippery bugger. We get a Carrion Feeder. We did the thing. We did the thing. Aha. That sounds 6. I love Explorer effects. So the Oracle and Growth Spiral right up my alley. It does look pretty cool. Once again, no sideboard yet. Sometimes it's hard to put together a sideboard when you're not sure how the vanilla form runs. That is true. It is very, very true. Can't block with Carrion Feeder, which is unfortunate. Big Ninja comes in. I don't think they played a land this turn. Cool. Well, let's hope one of these cards isn't Belpirus here. We're doing our thing. It's whenever it deals combat damage, so might as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're one shy from Gurmag. Disappointing. Alright, can you stop playing ninjas for a turn? I know that's like your whole thing, but can you stop? Creature power creep is crazy. I just saw one half with flash is a 1-drop. Yeah. Yep, it's a 1/2, yeah. And they have just another ninja anyway, which is super cool. Card is nuts. Yeah, it is. It's very, very strong. Super annoying. Another Carrion Feeder, though. I'm going to play the Carrion Feeder. If they want to counter it, they can counter it. They did not. Still one away from Gurmag, but it is what it is. Two on top. It's never a good sign. Never a good sign. I hate this deck. I hate this deck so much. Yeah, I tapped too many mana. It is what it is. Alright. What you got, opponent? Very miscreant. Can we top deck in the festivities? And then not have a way to deal with it? Because that'd be kind of cool. Wrangle? Bojuka Bog's kind of disappointing. It's going to be aggressive. Of one mind. They had the mutagenic growths, maybe. Seems like a good sign they're chumping at least. Yeah, until like right now. What do you have? Snap? They just have the fairy miscreant. Well. Another fucking Spellsetter Sprite. I hate that card. Well, we're going to lose this game, so I'm just going to attack with everything. All the Spellsetter Sprites in the world, man. They attack with everything. Okay, so they don't have lethal here. We're in a bad spot, though. Like, we're in probably a no-winning spot. Well. Hard counterspell. Alright. Whatever, man. Alright, let's look at this deck. I don't think, unfortunately, we made a new tier deck. Womp womp. My soul has been crushed for those last two fairy matches. Let's talk real quick about this deck. I love this deck. First and foremost, love this deck. Stealing creatures and sacrificing them is probably Spellsplatter's price to love. Get out of here, Mimico! You get out of here now! We don't take kindly to your kind around here. I'm just teasing. Yeah, if you like Spellsetter Sprite, go for it. I find it to be a tilting card a little bit for me. It's a little bit high in caloric intake. If you love it, yeah, by no means. I'm just don't know the right word, but salty sailor about it. But no, in all honesty, like in all seriousness, let's talk about some of our matches with this deck. I love this deck and I love the feeling of it. If you can steal a creature and sack it and get love, like not love, I saw your comment. I looked over at chat. If you can get like advantage off of it, it is a super good feeling. The problem is it's too many pieces. You need to steal the card and then you need a sack outlet in order to get it. I still think this is probably one of the better iterations we've ran with it. Carrion Feeder is good. Body Dropper is pretty good. The Hijack cards are pretty good. Makeshift Munitions is strong. I understand. I am tilted with the bridges, and I get it. Yeah, I always feel like with Magic, first and foremost, this is just a game. You know what I mean? You can get mad and frustrated and everything, but at the end of the day, it's just a game. So it really doesn't matter that much. But I think everybody's going to have cards that kind of tilt them a little bit. It's just like, this is annoying. And I guess I've played enough against the Faeries deck where I'm like, if I don't play this deck again in a long time, I would be okay. And that also stems from childhood trauma where my cousin who got me into Magic used to counter all my shit all the time as a kid. So there's also that aspect to it too. There's the childhood trauma with counters that's like, I'm just kidding. I am not kidding. They used to counter my shit all the time, but it's not real trauma. This deck seems fun, but it needs such a specific ratio of sack outlets and hijacks that seems too inconsistent to be super competitive. Completely agree, L. That's what I was kind of getting at. I completely agree. you have to split your deck between these hijacked effects, and you have to split your deck between these sack effects. And when you do so, you just don't get it kind of very smooth. I really like the mono red version a bit more, but I like this one too. I personally like the Rakdos build a little bit more, but I did like the mono red version too that we were playing the other day. The mono red version was like, my problem with it was the creatures. I just felt like we didn't have the value in the creatures. You know what I mean? Like, we had the menace guys, yeah, but we didn't have the, they were like little dudes, right? I think Goblin Blast Runner might be a pretty good choice. Like, we did some changes that I haven't ran this version of that we'll have to try to run it at some point. I think Crack the Earth is pretty solid though, especially if you're going to run something like this, because also you can crack the Earth, implement combustion, you can get other things with it than just that. Where am I at here? So yeah, so when you're running cards like this, like our deck's doing one or two things. Like half our cards are doing one or two things. Carrion Feeder is just seems so good in this deck. I'd play black just for it. Yeah, I think Carrion Feeder is one of the stronger aspects. Body Dropper is not bad, but we never got to grow Body Dropper like we wanted to. Carrion Feeder is definitely very strong. And I definitely liked having Gurmag Angler in there too, as a backup piece. It's also like I feel like what you're wanting to do with this deck is kind of control their board with the hijack effects, growing your Carrion Feeder, and then you throw down the Gurmag at the tail end of that, and it works really well. Obviously, we saw this deck run pretty well and smooth against Mono Black Control. That's what we're wanting to be doing, but there is definitely inconsistencies here. We got a good amount of games in. Against Burn, we put up a good fight. I felt like we ran fairly decent. We put up a good fight against Burn. Burn is just crazy. Ponza was a blowout on Ponza's side. We don't have a good way to interact with like Arbor Elf, and that card just unchecked runs wild. Then what else did we play? Then we played Faeries a couple times, which Faeries is just going to be a hard matchup for a deck like this because of the counter spells. Not to mention they get creature counter spells, which is partially a problem too. Sideboard wise, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe the sideboard could definitely be played around with here quite a bit. But the main deck itself, I think the problem is you're just splitting too much. You're splitting the deck because you need a sacrifice outlet and a hijack spell. It becomes inconsistent, like you said. I think this is more consistent than what we've had in the past. But yeah, still not like the best version. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we don't want to run as many like hijack cards. A few big threats from the opponent. This deck seems strong, but when they're flooded the board with a bunch of little shit, it just really doesn't feed into our strategy exactly. Which is why I think we ran pretty good against Mono Black Control. I think we ran pretty good. This is like the deck to beat Mono Black Control because they're playing like one or two creatures a turn or whatever, and if even that, and we're taking them from them, and you know, that kind of thing. Ponza, the problem with Ponza is they're dumping big guys quickly before we can kind of get set up, because we're also a little bit slow, you know. So yeah, I don't know. It's there's elements to this deck that feels good. Like there feels like there's something here, and maybe in the hands of someone who's a little bit more competent than me, we can figure something out with this deck. And I'm not ready to give up on this deck. I'm not ready to move on from this deck. This need Thoughtseize so bad. Yeah, can we downgrade Thoughtseize? That'd be sweet. That Ponza match, they really went off with Sprawl Enchantments and Arbor Elf. Yeah, they had like Sprawl and Arbor Elf turn one every, like, both games. Like, they had Avenging Hunter, I think, on the was it the second match or the first match? They had Avenging Hunter like turn 2. I mean turn 3. It's like, really? Pretty good. Yeah, so Excuse me. I'm not ready to give up on this deck. There's something here, and I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones, down in my plums. There's something here, you know. Add Crack the Earth. Yeah, maybe Crack the Earth's worth bringing in. Crack the Earth was fun for sure. There, like I said, there is something here. I just don't know like how good that something is, and maybe it is something like we go down some of the hijack effects. Oh, excuse me, I had a stretch. Maybe it is something like we go down some of the hijack effects. You know, maybe we're running too many hijack effects. We want to run a little bit smaller of hijack effects. You know, early crack when you're making them sack a land did seem insane to get ahead of time. Yeah, I mean that is true. So yeah, maybe we could probably go down. What if we went down 2 hijacks, Crack the Earth? Let's bring in all 4 Crack the Earths. Bring in all 4 Crack the Earth. Go down 1 more hijack. We'll leave in Goatnap. Leave in Goatnap. I definitely think Wrangle's better. Maybe we can go down a Body Dropper. We could try to run it like this at some point. You know, try to run it like this at some point with Crack the Earth. Maybe that will, and a little bit less sack effect, like this kind of effect here. Too much? You think too many Gurmag, Caesar? Leave in Body, maybe. Yeah, yeah. Crack the Earth on bounce plus their creature is sick. Maybe drop Edict for more hijacks. I don't know. I'm kind of wondering if we're running too many hijack effects, right? I want to keep the Edict because the Edict is a double. It's a sack effect for us to sack a creature we steal or sack one of theirs. If you find yourself with 2 hijacks and no sack, feels bad. Yes, it feels very bad. And that's what I'm like looking at the deck. Like Makeshift Munitions, we can sack Synthesizer and stuff. Like there's our sack outlets we can interact with differently than our hijack effects. So it's like we're still running 6 hijack effects, which seems pretty good. Yeah, we'll try something like this next time. It's gonna be probably not gonna get to it next week. We got a nice little lineup of decks to play next week. Plus, I want to revisit Esper Artifacts now that we have some changes to it. We've made some changes to the Esper Artifact Lifelink deck, so I want to revisit it to try it out too. So, yeah, I don't know. When we'll come back to this, it'll be like a week or so before we come back to this. I do have some stuff on the list. I still like the idea of Rakdos Menace Hijack. Yeah. I think Chainers is more of a side card than a main deck, to be honest. Hijack effects are more core removal. I don't know if you need more. Okay. So you're saying like dump them off to the side, bring back the hijacks. I'm gonna sub out 1 hijack for a Goatnap for the cute aspect of it. I would love if you could try out my Merfolk token deck. Yeah, the Merfolk deck, I've got it saved here. I've got it over here. But I would have to look because I don't have the prismatic strands yet, and I don't have the dust to dust yet, and they're kind of expensive. So I'm gonna have to look into that first. It's very cheap if you can cut dust and fog effect. Yeah, so I might either A, look for a substitute, or wait until I get paid next and just get prismatic strands and dust to dust, because like I think Raging Bull's the one that said it, that it will open up a lot of white decks, so I wouldn't mind just getting them. But I'll probably wait till next paycheck or something. I'll have to see. Bloody Betrayal is better for the deck than Goatnap. Gives the blood token in addition to threat. Okay, let's look it up. Also, TJ, now you're here. I don't know if you heard earlier, but I totally spaced and forgot to show you like some of the other decks in the list that's coming up here. Did I not spell that right? All right, let's go to... For whatever reason, it's not pulling up over here. Gain control of target creature to end a turn. Untap that creature. It gains haste. To end a turn, create a blood token. Oh, you're right. That is good. That is better than Goatnap. But Goatnap's adorable, right? Like, that's the thing with Goatnap is cute. Just for the rando chance we get to get the +3/+0 is why I want to play it. Let's get one of the Bloody Betrayals here. All right, I'll just get 4. Well, I'll get that after the stream. But yeah, TJ, I don't know if you were here earlier, but some of the decks we got coming up is there's a zombie list I need to finish out. Nightmare Combo, Rats, Tamir Landfall, and then there's several in the YouTube comments I got to pull out. That's why if I can find time this weekend, I would like to sit down. If I can find time this weekend, I'd like to sit down and try to get a lot of these decks up on Moxfield to make them, one, a little bit easier for you guys to go to and find and check out, but also maybe we can declutter my pauper list over here a little bit. So I'm gonna try to mess with that some this weekend. I'd even go as far to say we need to focus on card draw, sack outlets, village rights, corrupted conviction, and deadly dispute should be enough to run through. Bull convinced me to bite the bullet on strands, and D to D, I feel like I can't hardly play white pauper without those in the sideboard. Blood tokens get you that sacrifice trigger for body dropper 2. That is true. Very true. Card filtering and sack target is so good. I believe I also sent the Golgari Unearth list. Not sure if you have the snuff outs. So TJ, real quick, did you send me a link or did you send the list out? Because if you send a link, it doesn't even pop up. Like YouTube just like, no, you're not allowed to do that. So I'll check my comments real quick. So if you have it like typed out in a comment or something, I can find it. But I have not seen the Golgari Unearth list yet. Let me look. But yeah, I got several lists from Duress, a couple different dinosaur lists, a couple different things. Yeah, TJ, I don't see the Golgari list. I do have snuff outs. I have 3 snuff outs. I don't have 4 yet. Okay, there we go. And what I'm going to do is I'll just copy and paste it from here into this text page here. Because it's harder to come back and find live chat than it is like just a regular comment, which I'm not saying like go to another video and comment. You can just comment here on live, and then I'm just going to do this. I'll just put it in a Word doc. So I will I'll give that a look over. And let me see here real quick. Bayou Groff, Bojuka Bog, Bone Picker, Cast Down, Cram Session. I love Cram Session. Dark Moss Bridge, Deadly Dispute, Divest, First Spear, Gargantua. Not heard of that one. Fleshbag Marauder, Forest Haunted Mire, Hunt for the Specimens, Innocent Blood, Colony Garden, Mother Bear, Reckoner's Snuff Out, Swamp, Trees of Tell. I think I have everything other than a few randos in that, TJ. I think I have everything. So that one would be really inexpensive probably for me to finish off. So if it is, I'll add it to the list and we'll get through it through a queue. we'll check it out. It looks fun. I love Golgari, so huge fan. If there is more 2 or less mana hijack effects, I don't think so. If there is, I'm not aware of them. Sometimes you don't have enough mana to do everything with Deadly Dispute and all. The only other one I can think of is the 4-drop that is a 1-drop if you have Menace. Otherwise, I can't think of any other ones like Wrangle effects. If anybody knows, please let us know. Love to grow off me too. First Spear Gargantua is actually a boss card. I don't know that card, so I have to look it up. Good call. More Wrangle type effects with restrictions would be a good thing to look into. Yeah, well, I'll have to look in to see if there is. There is no more, I checked. Oh, bummer. That's a bummer. They got the way to go. Yeah, I think so too. If we had more like Wrangle cards, it would be better off. But guys, I'm gonna have to bounce for today. I know this is a little bit of an earlier stream, but I gotta go. But Monday I'm gonna be streaming a little bit earlier too, basically around the same time. Yeah, basically Tentative Connection I think is the only card that is less, but then you have to build all around the Menace. So I don't know, maybe that's something we can look into. But everybody have a wonderful weekend. Thank you very much for hanging out in the stream. Like I said, I got a very special video uploading tomorrow, so hopefully you will check that out. And I would love to hear some feedback on it too. Very excited about it. But as for the channel, if you have a deck list you want me to check out, feel free to send it to me. I'll take a look at it. If it's fairly cheap to build or to finish out, I will add it to the queue and we'll play it. If it's kind of expensive, I'll just have to wait a little bit before we get into it. If you want me to run through a deck, if you want me to run your deck list or a deck of your choice through a league to sponsor a league for the channel, you can do so by super chats while I'm live, $20 super chat, or becoming a member. Becoming a member is a great way to support the channel. There's a $1 membership that gives you custom emotes, and there's a $20 one that lets the run the deck through the league, right? But the free way to do so is just subscribing and hanging out and chat and watching the videos. Any bit of that at all supports the channel and helps and goes a long way. And I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Hopefully I'll catch you Monday. There's links in the description to all my other stuff, my movie channel, Twitch, whatnot like that. And real quick, what I think I'm going to do for Twitch is I think I'm just going to do all my Magic stuff here on YouTube and just kind of lean into the whole Magic stuff here on YouTube. And then maybe on Twitch is where I'll play like other video games. I'm not 100% decided that's what I'm doing, but that's what I'm leaning toward right now. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, wonderful weekend, and hopefully I'll catch you Monday. Take it easy, guys. Peace.